Well, guys, I got my first kill with the little Mega Bat crossbow. Look at there. Let me get it over here and set it down and we'll talk about this for a moment. Let me unload this fella. But guys, I finally done it. I have been hunting my heart out, trying to kill something with this Ballista Bat mini crossbow and my midnight special recurve here. If y'all didn't see the video, I give this as our 1960s bear cub bow that I sanded down, reduced the poundage on it, and I've been trying to kill my first deer ever with a trad bow. This is my first year ever to hunt with a trad bow. I always hunted with compound bows. But anyway, today it's raining, it's 80 degrees, so I went and got in a ground blind. I said, well, maybe old doe will come out or these coons will come out. Well, the doe came out, but she done the same thing she always does. She's a smart old doe, but her days are getting numbered because our primitive weapon is about to open here in a couple of days. By the time y'all see this video, I hope I done killed her with it. But every day that I go out there, whether I got the Ballista Bat or I got my recurve, she'll circle around. It don't matter what way the wind is, she'll circle around and come in from downwind, and she gets out there and starts blowing her head off. But the two old coons, and the coons is pretty stanky. But let me show y'all this shot on this coon. Now, I ain't got it on video, or at least I don't think I have. I ain't looked yet, but it was so dark. Actually, my GoPro here, I had mounted up there. But it's got that hesitation when you turn it on. Well, I don't even know if it had come on before I shot. But I'm going to get y'all up here close and show y'all the shot that this Ballista Bat put on this coon. Oh, that coon smells like a skunk. So there you go, a 15-yard shot with a coon looking at me. It sunk it right between the eyes, didn't it? Yeah, it did. And that coon didn't go but about 10 yards. Now that coon, when I shot it, was about 15 yards away. That's how accurate this little Ballista Bat is. I wished I'd have got it on camera, but them coons don't come out to the last dadgum minute. And you're scared to turn the camera on. Like I said, I tried to turn it on, but I don't know if it even got on before I shot. Because once that's sitting in a ground blind, when you're in a ground blind and it's done that late and it's dark in that ground blind, even though this GoPro don't light up on the front, the whole back screen lights up. So if it turned that light on in there, then the coon or animal, whatever you're trying to shoot, would leave. So that's why I was trying. I had my Ballista Bat up on it. And then I reached up here and I hit the button. But I don't know if it even got on before I shot. If it did, I'll show y'all that in this video. But guys, I'm finna get my arrow out of this coon. And I'll show y'all what broadhead I'm shooting. If you've seen my first video about this Ballista Bat bow, I had these broadheads here, but they was 4 blades. And it wouldn't shoot them because they would plane. They would kind of plane off to the left. Well, then I realized the other 2 blades was bleeder blades that I could remove them. So I like these blades because I can get these jokers razor sharp. Now what brand they are, I have no idea. They was just, I got a whole bunch of archery stuff I've had for years. I'd catch stuff on sale and I've had them for years and years, but man, I can sharpen these and get them razor sharp. But that's what it's shot with. And I was hoping I'd get me a deer to shoot with it too. But the little Ballista Bat right here, guys, I have shot this little baby. I've had it about 2 weeks now. And I know easily it's done shot 250 shots, because every day, I'm talking about every day. Y'all see I got a target in the shed here. I got my target outside. Every day I shoot my recurve bow and I fire this thing off 10, 15, 20 rounds. Just cause it's fun. It is that fun to shoot. It has been doing great. But I'm gonna get back and finish this video tomorrow. It's late. I'm finna go in and get me a shower and get me some supper. First I'm gonna salvage my arrow out of this Coons Head and go dispose of this coon. Alright guys, this is the next day and it's raining, so you're gonna be hearing raindrops on the 10. Now, I went hunting this morning and sat in my ground blind just a little while, but I didn't see nothing this morning. Then I've been home, went and fed the animals. And guys, if y'all want a good raincoat, go check out the Bear Skin products. This has been one of the best raincoats I've ever owned. I'm gonna get it off here. It's very lightweight, but they make a lot of different products. And I got one of their hoodies, but it just ain't been cool enough. I got to wear it one morning when it was cool to bow hunt. I really loved it because it has pockets all over it. And that is the Bear Skin rain jacket. Again, that's one of the best rain jackets I've ever owned personally. But let's get back to the Ballista Bat coon shot last night. Now guys, like I said, I done had this here going on a couple of weeks and I done shot it over 200 times. I'm pretty sure up there closer to 300. And all you gotta do is keep your string waxed and keep your reel lubed. And I do it about once a day. Every day I shoot this thing, I don't know, 10 to 20 times a day, every day. It's just fun. Like I said, I got this target in the shed, and like today, I done fired it off since I've been back in here just playing 4 or 5 times already. After a while, a squirrel gonna come out there. I'm gonna see if I can get a squirrel with it. I shot at one squirrel and I shot too high. I actually shot at one squirrel with my long bow there and one squirrel with this, and I shot it right over the top of both of them. But that shot on that coon, shooting it in the head, in the skull, proves to me the penetration that this little bow would do. Now here's the arrow. Of course, I done washed it and cleaned it up. That's 13 inches long, and it sunk that arrow up that deep. Now shooting this bow in that bag target and shooting it in my dirt pile when I'm using the broadheads, it penetrates deeper than this 44-pound long bow here. And what was that arrow weight? I got them broke down right here when I was doing experimenting. That's a 468 grain arrow. And this right here penetrates deeper at 15 yards. So that proves to me I'm keeping hunting with it. I'm going to keep hunting with this. I kind of jumping back and forth between according to what stand I'm in. I take the little Ballista Bat, or either I take Blue Duck here with me, because I've yet to kill a deer with either one of them or shoot a deer with this one. Now I done shot a deer with that and it was my mistakes. I just ain't got it in the engine room yet. I ain't recovered one. But I will one day. One day. I keep trying and they keep coming out. I'll get one. But the Ballista Bat bow, I have learned a couple of things about it that I want to share with y'all. If you see my last video, y'all seen after I got it, when I got it, it was shooting 200 47 feet a second with this 251 grain arrow. Not this one, I'm sorry, the one with the broadhead. 251 grain arrow. Hunting arrow. It was shooting 247. But then the day I made the video, I shot it through the chronograph, and I'll attach that video at the end so y'all want to go back and see it. It was slowed down a little bit. So what I did, I took the bow press, and they sell a bow press for this, but I made me one real quick. And I put me a twist in the string, and it got my speed. I got them wrote down right here. Come up for this arrow 255 feet a second. For the string had done stretched a little bit. But one thing I want to tell y'all, if you go to change strings on this, or if you go to put twist in your strings, guys, you got to be careful and know what you're doing. You can get these bows out of tune. Your cams can get out of tune, and your limbs. I had to redo mine 4 or 5 times to get it back tuned, because if you put more twist in one cable than you do the other one limb will have more strength to it, and the other will be weaker, and it'll make you shoot right or left. Same thing with the string. You can't just twist one end of it. You got to pay attention to where your cams are. So you can do some tuning on a crossbow, and that's one thing I think a lot of people buy bows, especially if you order them and you ain't getting them from an archery dealer that makes sure everything's in tune before they sell it to you. If you order a bow, sometimes they come, they perfect, and people give them great reviews. Next person may buy one. Well, if it's done, we don't know how long these things has been in a box. They come from over the seas, over the water. Where the strings is done stretched, humidity in the air makes a difference. If they get theirs out and it don't shoot good, they give them bad reviews. Well, you need to know a little bit about what you're doing. I've been in archery all my life. I've had crossbows all my life, but tuning's tuning. It don't matter if you're dealing with a compound, recurve, or a crossbow. You just do it a little bit different. Speaking of that, arrows. When I was talking about these arrows on the last video, I said out of 6, I had 2 of them that were flyers. Well, I didn't go in depth on that video, and I ain't going to go in depth here, but what I am going to do, I'm going to attach a link in the description below this video of a man who's got a video on tuning crossbow arrows. And it's basically the same thing for any arrows. After I made that last video, I come in here, guys, you can take this arrow. Now they come with 2 vanes on these Ballista Bats. But if it don't shoot good, try flipping it over and shooting it. And if that don't shoot good, what I did, you watch that man's video, I stripped the vanes off of it. I reflexed it the opposite of them 2. I just done 2 vanes to test it. That way I shot it like this, I shot it like that. They were flyers. I reflexed it here and here. And out of them 4 positions, one of them made that boat shoot good. What it is, that's fine. If you left, well, again, just go watch that video that I'm going to attach in the link below, and it explains it. I don't even want to try to make that video because that man does such a great job, and it works. But you do have to tune your bows. They have to be in tune. Your cams have to be in tune. Your limbs have to be the same measurements from the center of your reel and such in order to get the same amount when you shoot it. It's got to have the same poundage pushing on both sides of that string, and your cams has got to turn at the proper, but they just got to be in tune. That's all I know how to say it. And what I mean by in tune, just one thing, if you get a bow, Ballista Bat or any bow, and it's shooting good, if it don't come with some kind of timing marks on it on your cams, go ahead and take something and scratch you a little mark. That way you can always have something to refer back to, or if you need to change the strings, you know right where to put them back. But like this, it's got some little, you can look, there's little things here, or how far it is from this mark and how far it is from that mark. You just want everything the same on both sides of this boat. And that is something that I wanted to reach out, because I get tired of the negative reviews on stuff when probably the people that's giving them the negative reviews don't even know about the products that they bought and trying to use themselves. I have seen some of these bows right here. I've watched every video on YouTube before I purchased it. Some of the guys that's trying to do a review on this video probably never owned a crossbow and don't know nothing about it. Another thing I want to bring up right now. I did contact Ballista Bat with some suggestions and ideas, but one thing that they corrected, I suggested that they corrected it, but they already done corrected it. When they was selling these bows, they put on there up to 420 feet per second. Somebody made a mistake somewhere down the line, and I figure their Mega Bat will probably shoot 420 feet a second. So they put up to 420 feet a second on all of their bows as advertisement, and that was a mistake. So if you go back online now, they done made that correction, like this box right here. This box right here that this one come in is before they made the correction. It says up to 420 feet a second. Well, they done made the correction now. The boxes that these Ballista Bats, the small bows, come in, says up to 320. Now that's more realistic, because the 3 arrows that come in this package with this bow, I got it wrote down right here, shot 301. So that's a little more realistic, because you ain't any kind of bow dealer out there, they all gonna be saying a little faster than you actually gonna get. And the guys, even these boats, I ain't gonna go into depth, but I done some modifications on these to make them heavier. I wouldn't even shoot these daily, because to me, it's a little on the light side and it's gonna damage your boat. But for the Ballistatech Sting bows, and I ain't even got the stainless steel or the brass inserts, and the penetration I'm getting, that's probably all I'm ever gonna shoot. Now this ain't gonna be a main weapon for me to deer hunt with. That ain't what I purchased it for. I purchased it for just what you've seen. Shooting coons, squirrels, just something to play with, have fun, and yes, I will shoot a smaller yearling deer or a doe. Now I won't shoot no big buck with it. I don't even, that's the deal hunting with this trad boat. This is my first year in all of my life. I just decided I wanted to kill a deer with a traditional bow. But at the same time, I'm so scared a nice buck deer is gonna walk up there, because you got to hunt with these in a different situation than you do compounds like hanging back there or big crossbows. You got to get a deer up there at 15 yards, 20 yards tops, and then you got to put it in the right spot in his engine room. So is this the optimal mode to be deer hunting with? I say no. But will it kill a deer? Yes, it sure will. And out of all of my hunting equipment, and I got plenty of it, fishing equipment, this has been one of the most fun items I've ever owned. Just to hunt, just to shoot. And I'm gonna get some more of them coons. They just wait until after dark. But anytime I'm in the stand with this and a coon to come up there, I ain't worrying about shooting in a deer night coming. I'm shooting the coon, because I want to kill the coons, because there's too many around here. And this is just fun shooting with this. Like I said, shooting that coon right there, I said between the eyes, it really got into his left eye there, but it's still between the eyes. I was aiming dead between the eyes where I was trying to shoot him. Because going through that skull and that deep down through that, all the way through the skull and the neck, I don't know if it got into the bone or not. I ain't skinning the coon out. But to get that much penetration, that proves to me that these little bows will shoot. Now this here two-bladed broadhead I was showing y'all, that's still after I took the bleeders off. These blades right here weighed like 140 grains with the bleeder blades. After I took the bleeder blades out and made them two blades, they still over 100 grain blades. But I just love them because I can sharpen these suckers. But this is one I shot the coon with. I'll sharpen it after a while to get it back shaving. It almost shaved. It's shaving a little bit right there still after I shot the coon. But just like this, you take a two blade, it was shooting them three blades good. But I just like this because I can sharpen it. Well, when you shoot a two blade, like I said, you need to put a third vein on your bolts to shoot broadheads anyway. It just makes them fly better, straighter. But also I got these to where instead of being flat like that, they want to plane up and down. I got them sitting straight up and down with that third vein. And what I did, I put a little rubber washer in there. That way I ain't got to worry about turning my inserts or nothing. I just put a little rubber washer, O-ring, I'm saying washer, a little rubber O-ring on all of my heads, and that way I can screw them up and get them turned straight with that feather that sticks up, that vein that sticks up. And I was out here actually shooting this. If y'all didn't see the other video, you need to go watch it. That's 15 and 25 I was shooting in that video, but I've been shooting this up to 35 yards. Now, ain't no way I'd even shoot at a coon 35 yards. But the reason I was doing that, the scope I put on here has got a diamond. It's a crosshair, then it's a diamond shape. With the bottom tip of that diamond, I got my cardboard cutout deer out there. I can put it right on top of his back and hit him dead center at 35 yards. The bottom of that diamond's dead on at 25 yards. And I just done that just so I would know. And I would shoot at a coon at 35 yards. It don't matter shooting him and losing or what. It don't really matter. It's just a coon. I just don't like losing those deer. But when I contacted Ballista Bat, one of the things I actually had started working on a quiver for this bow. You know, they sell the Picatinny. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. The Picatinny reels that goes on the bottom here. They already got that. Well, I got an old quiver here I started modifying because I would think it would be neat to have a 4-arrow quiver. You would have your Picatinny quill. You would have your Picatinny reel. Probably saying that wrong. It would have a grip mounted, made onto your quiver. Your quiver would fasten to that rail. On each side you would have 2 arrows, so you could have a 4-arrow quiver, but they need to be at an angle like this. That way you got room for your hands and everything to shoot. And your arrows would be in there something like that, which there's other crossbows that set up similar to that. So I suggested they ought to come up with a quiver similar to that. They ought to give me one if they do for giving them that idea, because apparently they ain't had the idea because they ain't got no quivers for these bows yet. But anyway, that was one of the ideas, suggestions I had. Another idea, suggestion that I gave them is they need to sell these steam boats already hunter friendly, meaning they ought to already have the stainless steel inserts in them or the brass inserts and a third vein. That way a person ain't got to glue on the third vein. They could just buy them outright like that. Another suggestion I said to Ballista Bat is I think they ought to sell their string and cables and the little press as a bundle at a little bit cheaper price than the price of the string and cable and then the little press separate. But the press, like I said, I made mine. It's very similar to what they got. Theirs is a lot straighter and all that, but mine works. That's all that matters. I done it in about 15 minutes that day because I wanted to give my strings one. Actually, I put too many twists in there first, and you'll see on that other video, you put too many twists, it won't work at all. So you can't put too many twists trying to get too much speed, because then it won't even let it cock, because your cables touch your cocking slides right here. Now, if I had this exact bow here, this is what I like, a little bow. And when I bow hunt, even with my compound, I really don't want to shoot a deer over 30 yards. But if I had this little bow, somewhere between this and their Mega Bat, I'd like to have this exact bow. Maybe they could put some, this is 150-pound limbs. If they could bring the pound limbs up to about 175 and then maybe put a different style of cam, if they could get to where you could shoot a 300 grain hunting arrow at 300 feet a second, that'd be all I wanted to hunt with for bow hunting, archery hunting. I mean, to me it's more about the challenge of getting the deer in there close and shooting them instead of sitting up there with a compound bow or a $2,000 crossbow that you can shoot 50, 70 yards with. I see a lot of people bashing these on them forums about they wounding deer, maiming deer, and they get in the way and can't find them. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, anybody's up there hunting with a compound bow and they shooting a deer over 30 yards, it's a lot of deer getting away that's wounded and they never find. Because shooting a deer over 30 yards, I don't care if it's shooting 400 feet a second, that deer hears it, he moves. And that's been my issue with this trad bow. Even though that one shot, the longest shot was 20 yards, my height was perfectly right. But by the time that arrow got there, that deer done moved and it went right through his flanks. So the deer ain't gonna stand there perfectly still like shooting at a target. And a lot of them people that's jacking off at their mouth and making bad comments about this probably ain't ever shot one or two deer in their life, if that. That's just my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. But anyway, guys, it's raining today. I'm gonna keep watch on my little feeder right here. We done got to where we got too many yard squirrels and they starting to get in my garden. So now, I ain't ever scared to shoot them because I just like watching them and stuff, but I'm finna see if I can take one out with this. Like I said, I done shot at one and shot right over his back. But another thing, me and my videoing, but that ain't working too well, because in my deer stand, I ain't set up to have a camera up here on the tree, and I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna buy the equipment. I ain't gonna take the time to do it. All I got is my GoPro I mount on the scope and my phone. And the GoPro on the scope, or the GoPro on the longbow, to me, I can sit there and do like this and film, just say if there's deer out there or whatever. Well, up until dark, that's the problem here. They don't want to come out till black dark, and I don't want to turn the camera on because it puts off the light. But even if it's in the daylight, I can sit here and film to get some footage. And then when you shoot, but the jar of the bow, when it shoots, you really can't tell what happened. Now I can freeze frame it, and I just like when I shot that doe through the flanks with the traditional bow, that's what I did to show on that video that it dead centered it but right through the flanks, and you could see the deer had already jumped to run and it went right through the flanks. But it ain't like a $100 where you see these people hunting videos where they can see their arrow flying and hit it. Can't do that, or I can't figure out how to do it with a GoPro, and I ain't in no setup where I can go out there and put cameras on the trees and all that. That just ain't my thing. After contacting Ballista Bat, actually I talked to one fella on the phone about these bows. They sent me something in the mail that I thought was pretty nice, especially for young archers that don't know. Now what I don't understand is they sent this poster and it's got a compound bow. So I don't know if they're going to start making compound bows. But anyway, that's beside the point. It's got your bow and arrow spine. Tells you what arrow you need for what poundage. Explains your arrowheads, your sight adjustment, how to adjust your sights. That's what I'm saying. This is for a total newbie here. Broadhead tuning, like paper tuning, how to figure your draw length. There's more about the paper test, how to adjust draw weight on compound bows. And like I said, I don't even know if they make a compound bow. Installing your arrow red, it just tells you how to set your bow up and a lot of different things. And like I said, that's for a newbie. That's for somebody that don't know what they're doing and learning. And it's a good thing. I like seeing all people learn to get into hunting and archery and stuff. But I thought that was pretty nice of them for sending that. I wish I had a ball in here. I may try to clear a place over here just to hang it up. But if you want to keep a follow-up on the Ballista Bat, I know a lot of the videos I watch, the people just make 1 or 2 videos on them, then they don't give no ongoing anything about the bow. But this bow right here, the day I got it, and then the next day, I know I fired it over 200 times. Cause I had 4 different broadheads in here. I would shoot them, and then I also shoot my broadheads on every arrow to figure out which arrows all grouped together, and I put them aside, and then I started working on the bolts that wasn't grouping, that was flyers. So I shoot this bow, and I will be giving updated videos on it. Now I ain't got no counter exactly how many shots, but I can estimate it pretty good. And then I have an estimation about how long it is before I had to change the string on it. Again, a lot of people, if you don't keep that string waxed and you don't keep that rail lubed, you're going to wear your string out quick. Also shooting these ultralight practice boats. And I really don't know, Ballista Bat, if y'all watching this, I really don't know why y'all seeing that light of a boat with these. I mean, to me, that's just, I don't know. That's just too light of a boat. I know speed is a selling thing nowadays in archery. Everybody wants speed. Everybody wants speed. Well, guys, this little boat right here, with this hunting arrow, shooting, just say if it was shooting 240 feet a second. Back when I was young, the compound bows didn't even shoot 240 feet a second. I mean, that's my thing nowadays. Everybody, they don't think about what it used to be or how trad bows shoot. They want to compare this to these new bows that's shooting for crossbows, shooting 400, 425, 450 feet a second, cost $2,000. That ain't how I think. I think about this right here, outshoots, outpenetrates the first 2 compound bows I ever had when I started. And I killed deer with them, so why can't I kill deer with these? But like I said, I don't want to get off on a rant about that, but it does aggravate me to flat bad reviews you read on them archery forums, and it's all I can do to keep from getting on there and replying back to them. But I sometimes Really depends on what kind of mood I'm in. Sometimes I reply back to them. But again, if you want to keep up to date on this bow and how it's going to perform throughout time, how it's going to last, what I kill with it, if you ain't never subscribed to my channel, reach down there and hit that subscribe button. It don't cost you a thing. You'll get a notification. Papaw's place is a little bit about everything. I got gardening. This time of the year right now, I'm back in the archery, and this is look. I done brought all my old archery stuff out, and that's my thing that's going on right now. So you never know what you might see on Papaw's place. You might be able to see something that'll help you out on something else one day. But guys, I appreciate each and every one of y'all. I appreciate all your views. Please leave comments, ask questions, bash me if you disagree with me. I take constructive criticism pretty well, learn from it. But if you will, just leave comments and questions. And if I kill a squirrel here within the next couple days before I get this video edited, I add it at the end of this video. So stay to the end of the video to make sure ain't nothing at the end new done happened. But I hope y'all have a great day, a great hunting season, and a good week. God bless. See y'all next time.